Now, Eric Sykes has been making audiences laugh for more than 60 years, famous for his trademark silent gags. Eric has worked with and written for many of the comedy greats, from Peter Sellers to Tony Hancock.
About the dream team combination, perhaps, which became embedded in the public consciousness, was that he created with the comedy actress Hattie Jacques.
Yes.
Well, finally, the story of one of Britain's national treasures has been written by the man himself. And in a moment, we'll be asking Eric to revisit those halcyon days. But first, let's remind ourselves of some classic Sykes moments.
Get that plate, get that plate, get that plate. Put it in. There we are, okay?
Yeah, get it nice and cold. Come on, Phil.
I don't want you going on. Can we get going now? Oh, I should have some bread. Are you quite all right now? Honestly? I mustn't grumble, I did get a bit.
Oh, slip me a slug from the wonderful mug. I got a rug that's snug in a jug. A slice of onion and a raw one.
Oh, lovely.
See, it was
Eric
by
Sykes
Milligan,
is here.
of course.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Lovely to see you. Thank you so much for coming in.
That's lovely. I saw the lights on. I thought, I'll pop in and see what's happening.
Well, we're really glad you did, really glad. And it was lovely to be taken back to see all those things that we remember growing up with. I mean, Hattie Jacques and, oh, marvellous moments, weren't they? You must have
Oh,
loved them.
yes, yeah. I mean, when you're talking about one of the greats, you know, she taught me about acting. You see, I wrote the thing, all the shows. And the first few shows I wrote, there was me, Hattie, and Richard Wattis. Now, when I wrote it, they had all the work to do. They said most of it. All I did was stand in the middle and said, what? And then about half a page later, it was, what? Who did? And that's all. And they did all the work, but I was learning from them.
You didn't need many words, though. I mean, a lot of it was visual. In that clip we showed of you and Hattie, I mean, there's very little spoken, really.
Yeah, but there's very little visual on television at the moment.
No.
It's mostly verbal, and it's a trifle fierce.
Well, we've been talking about this week, obviously, with the death of Ronnie Barker. I mean, do you, and showing the clips of him again this week, that everybody still laughs just as loudly as they ever did, as they do with your humour. Why don't we have that so much now?
I've no idea. I think one of the, probably, one of the things is that in the old days, when I'm talking about like my comrades like Peter Sellers, Tommy Cooper, Les Dawson, Frankie Howard, and all these were funny people. Rob Wilton, Jimmy James, they were funny people.
And
right?
they were visual actors as well, weren't they?
Yes,
Comics.
but I tell you what is the important thing about them all too. None of them accepted the fact that they were funny.
Didn't they?
They thought it was serious. If like, say, Frankie Howard was going to go in the hospital and they can have his leg off, and he said, I've got to go in the hospital tomorrow and have my leg off, you go. And the next thing you'd be saying, like, which one? Not your acting one.
Really?
And you'd be trying to do, no, listen. And you'd be... So, and they did not... Tommy Cooper used to walk in a room like, and he thought, because he always dressed very smartly, did Tom. Yeah. Always combed hair, always a collar and tie. And he walked into a room like he was 007. But as soon as he did, everybody started snickering.
Oh, well, I know. It's just the very fact that they walk on stage is just something funny about them. You wrote a lot for Frankie Howard, didn't you? And you said writing for him was really easy.
He gave me my first break because I was in repertory. And I'd never met him before, but he was my hero on radio. He's everybody's hero. When you think that in those days there was only the radio, I mean, this place was a rubbish tip.
Still is.
Thank you. How's that?
I'll give him the line. Now,
How's that for a feed?
you mentioned Peter Sellers.
Yeah.
I know you love this clip. Let's just have a look at you with Peter Sellers.
Let's have a look at you. Yeah, you're lovely, aren't you? Hey? You're just the sort of bird I've been looking for. You're sort of different, ain't you?
Yeah, I'm different, all right.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna marry you, because I never breaks a promise, you see.
It's all right.
Oh, no, well, I don't think Eric... Well, Eric's got to give his consent, you see, because he's a guardian.
How were you able to get through those sketches without collapsing yourself?
Well, I think I've always maintained that you can't make comedy unless you all enjoy it. And we all enjoyed it, and people enjoy it. Not what I call cod dry-ups. A lot of the people, comics, used to have what they called cod dry-ups. And they'd have a piano on stage and somebody playing, and they'd lean across with their back to the audience and go, "What's the matter with them tonight?" And people would think they were laughing. Oh, he's laughing. That was known as the cod dry-up.
Fantastic.
But in the case of Peter Sellers, we hadn't seen him from, like, the dress rehearsal until he came in. And I didn't see him because I had my back to him. I was on the settee. And, of course, what he'd done in the thing is he blacked out a few of his teeth. He got this haircut. He got everything. And, "Hello, darling." And he came on, and, of course, the hat's gone.
Yeah.
And Hat was a great giggler.
Was she?
Oh, she made me laugh, you know, all the time. Well, I shouldn't have done.
Well,
But
she
it was better
lovely,
than,
wasn't
you know,
she?
sometimes the audience joined in.
Yeah, well, that's what it's all about.
The managers never did.
You say in your book as well. You say in your book as well, Hattie was my sister and Spike was my brother. It was that kind of relationship, wasn't it?
It was. But you see, there is a clique of people that all they sort of respected. Ken Dodd and people like that. And we all sort of formed that. We naturally graduate towards each other because we've all hit that right chord.
Yeah.
We're just looking at pictures of you and Hattie, and you're in a bath. You were actually the first person ever to appear on television in a bath, weren't you?
I was the first person to frontal nudity.
No.
I was from there up, naked.
20 killed in the rush to get out of the room that day.
But don't forget, when I made that originally, are they watching this at the moment? Well, when they did that, it was live television. So they had to put up a screen, like a canvas screen, so behind it I got in the bath.
Really?
Yeah, well, they were shooting that little bit.
So
And
it's
that-
before a live audience? Was it
yeah,
before a live
because
audience?
before a live audience, and it was all live, the thing.
Yeah.
So then, when it's right, mind you, if they put it down too early, they would have seen me stepping in, would have killed the gag.
It would have killed the gag.
Because you
absolutely right.
cannot cut in those days.
No.
And if you didn't finish by 9 o'clock,
Yeah.
you could say, "And I'll tell you who did it," and then, "Good evening."
very, very quickly, you're in the next Harry Potter movie.
Oh, yes.
Yes, yes.
And
Yes, of course.
Of course, you'd almost forgotten. You'd almost forgotten about, oh, yeah, Harry Potter. Who are you in the next Harry Potter?
I'm the gardener.
Are you?
Yes.
OK.
And I've got green fingers and, well, since I didn't wash for weeks.
Is it fun? Is it fun?
It was great fun and also a great experience.
Yeah.
Because you're dealing with people who are professionals. And unfortunately, our business at the moment is cluttered with what I call celebrities bracket. But so when you get all the professionals who make these kind of films, the director, Mike Newell, and all the staff, the first assistant, I've forgotten his name now, but bless him, they are great people.
Well, you are a true professional yourself, of course, and we are really honoured that you've been here this morning. Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you, Sean.
Thank
Bring
you.
back the fun.
We wish you well with your autobiography
Yes, yeah.
called If I Don't Write It, Nobody Else Will.
It's a very good book. It's a very good book.
Let's get the weather. Over to Carol. Good